Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Debsy, and the place to be, it's Debsy. Bloop, that's me, boop, Debsy, bay. Hey everybody, it is me again. Welcome back, friends, old and new to my channel. I took yesterday off because I was just tired. If I'm being honest, I was completely drained from work, and I didn't feel like doing anything or talking, period, at all. So tonight what I'm doing is I'm recapping, finally, the third part of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season three, the finale. So we started off this one with a little light humor about Sutton going out on her date and talking about wearing her. I thought the cat sweater was cute. I don't know if I would have worn it on a date. But I mean, if I had the money she had, I'd wear whatever I wanted to wear. She was wearing her cat sweater and talking about her neuropathy. Can I tell you, that would probably be me. I don't have no neuropathy, but if I went on a date, I probably would talk about my debilitating arthritis and probably wear something ridiculous that's just comfortable and not very like fashion savvy. We went from neuropathy to Erica and her deep D's. She has a roster. She gets serviced. I'll just say serviced. She got serviced the night before, and she has no problem being serviced. It was all about Erica and her deep D. So there we go. Then we got into a little bit of the whole deal with Erica screaming at Jax, telling him to get the F out of Garcelle's birthday party. She claimed that she wasn't purposely yelling at him, and she was just trashed, and she was being irresponsible, and oh well, she said she's sorry. Garcelle then brought up the fact that, hey, listen, you were then caught on camera, Kyle and Dorit and Mauricio and PK, you were all sitting around laughing it up, talking about how funny it was that Erica did this. And Mauricio was laughing, saying, I think it's great that she did that. And Kyle said, well, I didn't see it happen live. So I was horrified that happened. And Garcelle said, but why would you even think that it's funny? I mean, regardless of whether you saw it happen live or not, if you heard this happen, why would you think it was funny? That's it, that's all. So then they moved on to Erica. Erica's talking about how she got a big win in one of her hundreds of lawsuits. And she pulled out her little official, note from the court or something saying, atta girl, Erica didn't have anything to do with this. They brought up the victims. She still literally refuses to use the word victims because she says they're not her victims. So I don't understand why. If that there are victims, why can't you just say that there's victims? I get it that you didn't do this to them. Like, you directly didn't do this to them. However, they're victims. Just show some empathy. They also talked about her trying to get the earrings back. And Andy had said, that you're trying to get the earrings back. Is that right? And she said twice, we're on appeal for legal reasons. And he says, well, so you're trying to get them back is what you're saying. We're on appeal for legal reasons. So he said, well, so we're saying the same thing, right? And she was like, yeah, we are, but not really. So listen, I don't know why you would want these earrings back. I mean, why fight to get them back? That shows that she says she has empathy. That shows that you have no empathy. Like, why do you need these earrings back? And she's talking about how she's not upset about losing her house, and you've never seen me get upset about losing things. Well, if you're not upset about it, why are you fighting to get these earrings back? Okay, make it make sense. So then next part that's coming up, this is what we were all looking forward to. We were all watching, anybody who watches Real Housewives was watching this reunion to see the next segment. Of course, they put it at the very end. It's what everybody wanted to see, was Kathy Hilton coming out facing Lisa Rinna. I'm going to tell you, I thought it was going to be better than it was, if I'm being honest. I think they did clever editing. that made it look like it was a real barn burner, but it kind of wasn't. They then got into the tequila. Kathy had said she thought that what was going to happen at Kimosabi was that Kyle was going to have a tasting where her tequila was featured, and that was not the case. So Andy had asked, so were you mad at Rinna for wanting to taste the 818, Kendall Jenner's 818 tequila? And Kathy said, no, I wasn't mad at Lisa. I was disappointed, and I was mad at myself for thinking that it was going to be something that it wasn't. Kyle then says, I guess so, it's all me. It's all my fault then. And she says, no, it's not your fault. I was just, I was thinking it was something that it wasn't. And Rinna, and Kathy says she wasn't upset with Lisa Rinna. I have to tell you, I call bullshit on that a little bit because, and even Andy did, because he was like, well, wait, here's you. And then they showed Kathy mocking Rinna about ordering the 818 Kendall Jenner tequila. I think she was, and I just think she didn't want to admit it. I think she was. Then they go to the club. They're talking about the club. Andy says, what happened? Kathy says she went up to the manager. She wanted to get some songs played for her friends to dance to. She tried to get the DJ. He had his head down. He didn't see her. So she took money to the manager and said, hey, listen, I would like you, here's some money. I'd like for you guys to play some songs so we can dance. And he said, no, we're too busy. It's just, we can't do it. It's too busy. And then Kathy's like, but this is the way they do it in the south of France and Paris and Rome. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, where are you from? He's like, she said LA. And he says, well, good, go back there. And that's when she was like, forget it. We're getting out of here. So she goes over to Kyle, and I guess rather than being just like, Kyle, I really want to go, he kind of made me feel foolish or disrespected me. So can we go? Apparently she went over and was very gruff with her and kind of rude. And Kathy had apologized for that. Then, so Kathy apologized. Erica then gets in on it, and recently Erica did come out and say that Kathy had used a homophobic slur in Aspen. Well, apparently she went up to Erica, and Erica was like, what's happening? What's wrong? She said, and she used a homophobic slur against the manager and said, we're out of here. Andy then says, there's an investigation. And Garcelle says, wait, by who? And he says HR. So HR did this. I doubt that there was an investigation by HR. Listen, if HR is investigating this, why doesn't Bravo get somebody on it and pay for somebody to investigate who hired these bots to bully Garcelle's 14-year-old son? That's all I'm saying. I call bullshit on the HR too. Then they get into Sprinter van talk. So they're talking about how they're in the Sprinter van, and Rinna's saying that Kathy is saying all this stuff about how I am gonna ruin Kyle. I'm gonna ruin Kyle. I'm gonna ruin her entire family. I'm gonna bring down Bravo and NBC and blah, 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 this and that. And then Kathy said, Rinna, do you remember when you said, I get it. You're preaching to the choir. Do you remember that? And Rinna was like, She's like a deer in the headlights, where she's like, no, I don't think I remember that. I don't know. I kind of can see her saying that, because there weren't any cameras in the van. So that's good for both of them. I mean, if I'm being honest. And apparently some of the other things that Kathy allegedly said was she called Dorit a stupid, useless idiot. She called Sutton and Crystal pieces of shit useless and should be fired. And also she said, I can't believe I have to be around these peons. And Kathy then says, you're going to take a lie detector test. And Andy said, Kathy, do you remember saying any of this? And Kathy said, I don't remember saying any of that. Kathy then goes on to say that, guess what, Lisa? The text message I sent to you, apparently, it's not on my phone anymore. And she's like, Rinna says, well, it's on my phone. It's like right here. And she shows Andy, and Andy's like, well, it's on here. I don't know. I think that Kathy sent that text and she was like, listen, I'm just going to delete it from my phone. It's not here. It wasn't sent. Well, Lisa Rinna saves stuff. I mean, Lisa Rinna saves receipts. That's I don't like her, but that's what you got to do. You got to save the receipts. And then Lisa Rinna says, I didn't want to go here. Kathy says what we were all thinking, and she says, yeah, you did. Listen, she did want to go there because it's her storyline. This is what she does. She doesn't have a storyline for herself. She doesn't want to get into her shit. Because trust me, I've heard rumors over the years about stuff that's going on with her and her family. She didn't want to get into any of that. So that's why she causes problems. She brings up stuff with Kathy. She brings up stuff she gets in the middle of it with Denise, Lisa Vanderpump, Kim Richards, Camille Grammer, Yolanda Hadid, everybody. It's what she does. She does it every single year. So then they're talking about the apology when Kathy goes over to Kyle's, apologizes. Then Lisa happens to come over. She wants an apology. Kathy's like, I would be fine to call you up and apologize, but you want it on camera because you're at the end of your contract and you need some drama so that you can sign this contract. I don't know that Kathy's lying about that. I don't think she is. And then she says, you drove Lisa Vanderpump off the show. You drove my sister off, bringing up Amsterdam. And she says, you were the biggest bully in Hollywood. And that is exactly right. And then they say, just let it be between Kyle and Kathy. And Garcelle says, if it's between these two women, then just leave it alone. And Rinna says, Rinna says she suffered verbal abuse at the hands of Kathy because Kathy apparently was screaming at her. I guess it was in between her screaming and jumping on her glasses, maybe. And Andy says, well, wait, he says to Rinna, but you've yelled and screamed at people. And Rinna says, yeah, so? And then they cut to Sutton. Wait a minute. Why is it okay for you to yell and scream at people and throw glasses at them, but it's not okay for somebody else to yell? Listen, I don't think it's okay for anybody to yell at anybody, but honestly, let's not be a hypocrite. Rinna then says she will let it go. She's done with it. She'll let it go. That's a lie because recently she came out onto her socials and she trashed Kathy and she brought up Paris Hilton's essay from the past. So no, she won't let it go. She will never let it go because it's a storyline for her. Now, I do feel badly for Kyle amidst all of this, but she doesn't really seem to be as upset with Rinna as she is with her sister. Dorit interjects and offers some advice. Kyle immediately tells her to shut up and she didn't tell her to shut up. She's like, I love you, but please don't. Okay, once again, please keep the same energy, Kyle, because Dorit was just trying to help. And this is how you come at her. Rinna just called your sister the devil. You didn't say anything. So keep the same energy, Kyle. Please keep the same energy. So we're at the end. Kyle is a wreck. Kathy left. Kyle thinks that there's no repairing this relationship with her sister, she asks Andy, can I just go? I don't want to take part in the celebratory last toast. And then Andy asks, is it okay if she leaves? Okay, what should we do? Listen, if I was Cal, I would have got up, I would have left. I would have taken the mic off, I would have left. That's it. What are you gonna do? They gonna fire her? No, absolutely not. So that was the end. If I'm being completely honest with you, do I think that Kathy said some things? Yeah, I do think she said some things. I don't think that it was to the extent that Lisa Rinna said it was. I just do not think that Kathy completely hit it out of the park. I think she did say some things. She apologized for them. Do I think she said everything that Lisa Rinna said? I don't think so, but I do think she had said some things. So there we go. Finally, it's the end of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This seemed like it was a season that was a decade long. Okay, so it's Friday, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. If I haven't told you yet today, I love you. You're loved, seen, and heard. Please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there. And I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye, guys.